I really wanted to film a day in the life with my new Etsy shop because, well, not even Etsy shop, but just all of my resin keychains because they've been going crazy and selling like hotcakes. So I just want to show you guys my days lately and what I've been doing and how I'm keeping up with orders and staying organized and all of that. So yeah, I just got back. I basically woke up this morning, took my new resin out of the molds, I'll show you guys all that, did my makeup, and then I just got back from the post office to buy more packaging. So now I'm just going to package. I usually spend the morning doing that so that I can get everything shipped as fast as possible early on in the day, and then the rest of the day I work on thank you cards and the new resin molds that I'm doing. So I forgot to breathe, as always. Let's just take you through the day. So I'm not gonna lie, one of the first things I do when I wake up is check all my messages and respond to you guys, and I send you the flower options and ask you what you want, and it's a little bit time consuming, but I just think it's way more personable. And then from those new order requests, I go to my little binder, which I'm going to explain later, and write down all of the new orders so that I don't forget. Even if you've just messaged me, I at least write down your name. And then I make my to-do list if I haven't already from the night before and plan out everything because I'm very forgetful and I like to be as efficient as possible, as you guys know. And then I take my letters out from the mold. These are the ones from yesterday since resin takes 24 hours to dry. And now I will give you a little workstation tour. There is my garbage bag, and this is my box of flowers, and this is what I use in all of your letters. This is my important bin, so kind of like the stuff I use a lot, like my heat gun, blowtorch, popsicle sticks, bowls, stuff like that. This is where I kind of keep a couple things that I'm going to hand deliver. This is where I keep my resin, and this is my container where I fill it with hot water and put my resin in it before I work. This is my mold station. As you see, I only have one mold per letter currently, but I have more on the way. So this is where I work and fill my bookmark and keychain molds. And I have some letters addressed there that I flipped over, but this is the board where I keep track of everyone's orders. So if they're half done, I keep them here just to keep track of everything so I don't forget whose letters are what. And that's been working really well for me. This is where I keep track of whose stuff is in the mold and then whose is going in tomorrow so that I can just move their names over. So I'll just take off these because they're done and then move those names over to currently in mold. So that's what I'm doing that day. And then I just write new ones for the next day. Now I will get into my shipping workstation. So this is all the stuff that is being mailed out on Monday. This is like all of my sticky notes and pens and all that, my tape. And here I keep all of my stuff to prepare the keychains. I'm out of stuff right now, but like polish, sandpaper, all of that. This is my organizational binder, my lifeline. So how I keep track of everybody, I write your name, your order. So if you want like a K with flowers from bag number 5 and 6, I write that in. The status, so a check mark means it's done, and in mold obviously means in the mold, and blank means I haven't gotten to it yet. If you've paid and if it's been delivered, so dropped off at the post office or hand delivered. And I have just 4 more pages of that. And then these are the people waiting on the new flowers so that I don't forget about them. And then I also have a page of shipped orders, so whose orders were shipped on what day, or also whose were hand delivered on what day, just to remember that. And that is my organizational binder. These are the people I have to make thank you posts for. And in here, that's my surface I work on, and inside is all my scrapbook paper, tape, glue, popsicle sticks, just everything, because I like to make my personalized notes on paper and then glue them onto scrapbook paper. Tissue paper, yeah, just kind of bubble wrap, everything's in here that I need, and then I just work on that surface. Then I take photos of all the letters that have come out that morning from the molds, so there's me taking my photos. And now it's time to prepare shipping or hand delivery. So I take these little craft bags and write people's names on them and then place their thank you cards in it. And then I wrap all of their keychain letters in tissue paper so that it's nice and aesthetic when I give it to them. And then I put that last piece in just to make it look cute for when I deliver it, and then I group all of those together. Next, for shipping, I prepare all of the envelopes. And then I bubble wrap all the keychains so that they stay safe on their transition through the mail. And even though they are ready to be shipped after 24 hours, I still let them sit for one more day after they come out of the mold just to make sure they're not going to get ruined in the shipping process. Then I work on my thank you notes, which I handwrite, and it does take a little bit longer, but I just think it's such a nice personal touch, and I understand the value of $1 and how nice it is that people spend their money on my art, so I think it's the least I can do. I think it's a little bit better than just throwing a business card in there. And if I do know that person in real life, or I talk to them on any level, then I do try to make that note as custom to that person as possible. So then I pick a scrap of paper that reminds me of that person, because everyone in my head has a designated color, so I pick the scrapbook page that reminds me of that person. And then I just glue that on because I think it just gives a nice aesthetic touch. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm so bad at cutting in a straight line, so I try my best. And I won't show you what it says, but yeah, that's how it turns out. And then I just stick that in the letters, and now it is time to go mail these, or handle it. Once I get back from the post office and any hand deliveries, I work on the new molds, so I just take the flowers from my order sheet and fill in what I'm doing that day. And basically, for example, if you ask for an R and you're on page 4 but no one else has asked for the letter R, then I do yours kind of thing. I just go in order of who's asked me. And I have a whole tutorial based on how I do this process exactly, so I'm not going to go through it much in this video, but yeah, I just fill all the molds and then let them dry for 24 hours. I pretty much never do resin without listening to Demon Days by Gorillaz. It's like my good luck charm, my favorite thing to listen to. Now all of these are currently waiting in the molds. 24 hours later, I will take them out. So in the meantime, after I'm done all the molds for that day, I sand all of the new letters from that morning just to make them extra perfect. If I can't get the eye pin in very easily, I kind of take some heat just to make the resin softer at the top so I can put that little eye pin thing in, and I just screw that in. And then I turn it into a keychain. Pretty straightforward there. And then I repeat that process for every single new letter that I have. Usually around this time it's about dinner time, so I airdrop all of the photos from my camera onto my phone, and then I edit all of them, adjust the colors just to make them look extra good. And then I just repeat that for every single photo that I took that day. Next I go into layout and I add the photos like so, and just kind of like rearrange them, zoom them in, whatever I want to do. And then we save that. It is time to make my thank you post, because all of you deserve all the recognition in the world for purchasing from me, so I tag anybody that's bought something. And then I add it to my keychain story highlight, so it's nice because people get thank yous, and it also kind of shows like a little portfolio of what I do. And then I kind of just hung out on the couch with Tanner while I wrote my thank you notes for the next day so that I'm more prepared. And that is all. I hope you enjoyed this organizational video and you liked seeing my process with it. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that really helps out my channel, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!